What Tony Khan and AEW did tonight was probably the worst anticlimactic, underwhelming thing I've seen in wrestling in a very long time. Just to go from WrestleMania 40, the biggest WrestleMania of all time, the greatest main event in wrestling of all time, arguably the greatest main event that WWE put on all time, to go down to the ground, to the pits of hell with this segment where CM Punk is giving, he didn't even punch this dude with a closed fist. It seemed like he pushed Jack Perry, did a headlock for a second and a half. I don't know where y'all from. I'm from the hood, man. Like, that isn't considered a altercation or nothing. That's not even that. You do that with your little sister or some shit like that. Like, what did we just watch on TBS and AEW? Tony Khan has such a disconnect with the fans right now. It's getting worrisome. It's getting scary. Tony Khan needs to jump out the wheel. Somebody else need to take part of that wheel of creative. Don't give no input on nothing else. I kept my short up because I know I look like a fool, Tony Khan, but I believed, man. I believed that you had something that was so incredible that you had to let people know, man, tune in to Dynamite. We're going to release the footage. And I'm like, man, Tony Khan's a billionaire, man. Like, this dude put together AEW. This dude is a genius. And now I have some footage online that is going to live forever of me sounding like a fucking idiot, believing that this was a good move. When I see everybody shitting on people, and I'm still going to come up here and I'm still going to give you my honest thoughts. I think I owe that to my audience. I got to give y'all my honest thoughts. If I thought Tony Khan was a genius for doing it, man, that's is honestly what I thought. I was obviously wrong. Man, I just don't understand how he seen that footage and thought this would be a good idea to release it. I said in the short, man, what was he supposed to do? Give it to Ariel Helwani, post it on YouTube? At this point, that would have been a lot better than making this grand spectacle thing just to turn out for it to be so fucking underwhelming. Like, what? CM Punk turned AEW around. That's what a lot of people say. And I just seen my first episode a few weeks ago. A lot of people are saying CM Punk turned AEW around. And you let this dude go over this? Tony Khan needs a new creative team, honestly. He has to go outside the box. He has to reach out to different people. Maybe people that don't even, at this point, man, I don't see, like, instead of going at people like Eric Bischoff or Vince Russo, why not join an alliance with these people? Eric Bischoff, one of the greatest minds professional wrestling will ever see. Vince Russo, one of the greatest minds professional wrestling will ever see. Jim Cornette, one of the greatest minds professional wrestler. Well, why aren't you reaching out to some of these guys? If they don't want to work for you, if they don't want to do whatever, that's cool. Just, you need to have a good relationship with some of these people just for consultation reasons alone. Tony Khan said something like he spent like $100,000 or something to clear a song. Some shit I heard on a podcast. I'm like, huh? You could have saved that money and I would have gave 10, 20,000 to some of these dudes I just named that would have came up with better creative in their fucking sleep. I didn't even know he knew JD from NY. JD from NY would have came up with a better creative plan for AEW in his fucking sleep than what they're coming up with now. Chris Van Vliet, somebody, man. There's a lot of people out here that just know the audience, that has the connection with the audience that he could have reached out to, and that could have been a benefit to what AEW is. I thought AEW had potential. The show Dynamite, what I seen, I think 2 weeks ago, I liked the show. I was impressed. Reach out to some of these people. JD from NY, Al Snow, Eric Bischoff. You can reach out to Conrad, Vince Russo. I'm missing a few names. I don't want to butcher nobody's names. Reach out to some of these people who know the wrestling audience. WWE will never do it just because, not say never, but it'll be far-fetched for WWE to do it because they have the formula already. They already have Triple H, Shawn Michaels. They have the formula. AEW. You got some great people back there, but you don't have the formula. So you got nothing to lose. Reach out to some of these influencers online to try to make the product better. Because what you're producing right now is complete trash. I didn't like the show tonight. And that segment was just, it drained everything out of me, man. I thought I couldn't been more drained than night one at WrestleMania in the frigid cold 15-mile-per-hour winds. But I watched that segment in the comfort of my home. And I just felt even more drained. Like, I just went online and said Tony Khan is a fucking genius for this segment. And I'll feel like a fucking pussy if I delete the video, even though only got like 10 views. I could really get away with it. But when I go to bed at night, that other voice is going to say, nigga, you a pussy. You know you put that video up. I got to leave it up. Tighten up, man. This not even going to be no long, drawn-out video. I ain't doing none of that. AEW needs to tighten up. Tony Khan needs to tighten up. I still see a lot of potential in AEW. It's just, man, it's going to take some work to bounce back from this because, man, that shit was horrible, man. Anyway, Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. The channel is growing. I appreciate it. The likes are growing. The comments are growing. I think we're at like 78 subscribers right now. I remember when I was at like fucking 7 subscribers and I was thinking of 7. So still salute the first 7. Salute the first 78. And we just going to keep on dropping content. Keep on, trying to give you the best wrestling content I possibly can. This week will be Friday Night SmackDown. I'll have the regular setup and we're going to chop that up. We got the draft coming, and that's going to be very interesting to get into. And, if you listening to this, right, and you got your own podcast or whatever, you got your own YouTube channel, and you're a smaller channel, and you just want somebody else to chop it up, man, look, email me, monsoonbobby@gmail.com. Let's chop it up. Let's get it together, and let's have some dialogue about this wrestling that's going on, man. Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. We out of here, man. Hey, Tony Khan, get that shit together, man.